How is it? I'm feeling well. Okay, right. Number 1 says, bereken hoeveel daar na 7 jaar in 'n spaarrekening sal wees. As maandelikse betalings van R1000 in die rekening gemaak word. They start at the end of the first month. Interest on the account will be calculated 12% per year, compounded monthly. All right, so first things first, the equation that we're going to use, I want to know the future value of, when I make a monthly installment, 1 plus I to the power of n minus 1 over I. Okay, so kom ons gaan stel gou in. My monthly amount is 1,000. Die rente is 12%. 1 plus 0,12 over 12 because it's compounded monthly. Then 12 times, how many years? 7. Nee? Oor 0,12 op 12. Okay, and that's supposed to give you 130,672.26 Right. Any questions there? So that is the future value then of your investment. Okay, right. At number 3, Tim beplan om 3 miljoen in sy bankrekening te hê wanneer hy oor 20 jaar 50 word. So we already know the future value. Nee? He wants it to be 3 million. At 3.1 they say, calculate how many months Tim will have to make payments. Bereken hoeveel Tim elke maand in sy rekening moet inbetaal as hy binne 1 maand begin en die rente 9,5% per jaar maandeliks saamgestel en bereken word. Do you guys remember those 3 things that we just got to check every time? Ek het dit nie nou by nommer 1 gesê nie, nee, but always just remember those 3 things. Future value, nee? Or anniteitssituasie beteken dat daar is 'n vaste bedrag elke maand. We had that because it was a fixed amount of 1,000 every month. Nee. En dan the second thing that you've got to check is that the installments or the payments made, is that the same as the payments made. Met ander woorde is dit maandelikse betalings teenoor maandelikse rente. Nee? Maak net seker van dit op. Ek het dit nie nou by die derde enetjie deurgehardloop nie. And then the third thing that you've got to check is that when do they pay the first installment. Okay. So, dat jy moet kyk of dit 'n annuity situation is, meaning is it amounts being paid, fixed amounts, no? The second thing, are those amounts being paid the same time-wise as the interest calculated? So if it's monthly payments, is interest also calculated monthly? Okay, those 2 things must be the same. And dan die derde dingetjie is you've got to check when the first payment is happening. Is it immediately or is it at the end of the first month? Want dit bepaal mos, do we have to add that one or not? Okay. Goed. So by 3.1 wil ons eintlik gaan uitwerk wat is die waarde van X, the installment. So I know future value is 3 million, so I'm going to end with that. Equal to X, and then 1 plus interest is 9%, compounded monthly, to the power of, and no, ek weet dit is monthly, but times what?
20.
Sorry. Ja, hulle sê vir my, as hy binne 1 maand begin, So meaning it's not immediately that he's making a payment, it's at the end of the first month. Okay, so it's just the normal 12 times 20. And then over 0,095, also over 12. Okay, so dit beteken dat X, his monthly payments is 4,213 and 94 cents. Het julle hom so? Okay, then 3.2. Vra hulle vir my, bereken hoeveel rente Tim oor die 20 jaar tydperk verdien het. Okay, now to calculate the interest, we've got to take everything together minus the amount of payments made. Nee, goed. So, ek gaan sê, if I take the installments, 4213,94, hoeveel van hulle maak hy? He pays that for 240 months. Nee. So if I multiply that with 240, it means that he paid 1,345 and 60 cents. So he actually paid that amount. Nee, but remember he ends with a 3 million. So I must take that 3 million, so interest will be the 3 million minus the payments that he made. 1,345. So the interest that he actually gets, 8,654 and 40 cents. Dit is die hoeveelheid rente wat hy kry. Does that make sense to you guys? He ends up with 3 million. He only made 240 payments of 4,000 something each. So I first get that total and I subtract that from the 3 million to see how much interest he actually got in total. Okay, can I skip? Stek gaan op net, wie skryf nog hierso? Okay. Baie dankie.
I bet man has been turning heads in the yellow staff room today.
In the yellow staff room. Baie dankie julle. I turned over a new leaf today. Ek het vandag begin gym vir 'n slag wees.
Where's man gym?
Near by the mall. There's that garage thing, you go down, onder, and yeah. Okay, kan ek skip? Wie skryf nog? You pay nothing for it. Okay, so now we are, kom maak hy so. Number 4. That's where we were. Okay, so by nommer 4 sê dit, meneer Mkhize deponeer 'n vaste maandelikse bedrag in 'n spaarrekening sodat hy vir sy seun 'n motor kan koop wanneer hy 18 word. Die seun is nou 8 jaar oud. So if he's 8 years old now, it means he's going to deposit that amount every single month for the next 10 years. Nee. Okay. Daar word verwag dat die inflasie oor 'n 10 jaar tydperk 8% sal wees. As die motor wat meneer Mkhize vir sy seun wil koop, nou 180,000 kos, bereken die bedrag wat hy moet reg hê vir as sy seun 18 is. Okay, right. So, as soon as we hear inflation, what type of interest must we know? Compound interest. Okay. So I am going to say to the power of n. Okay. So the P value is 180,000. Nee, dis die bedrag wat die kar nou is. It's 8% inflation, so 0,08. Compounded. Hulle het net gesê per jaar, so it's actually over 1. And that is for 10 years. So daai kar gaan wees 388,606 and 50 cents. Okay, that was, sorry, 4.1 actually. All right, now 4.2 by 4.2 sê hulle vir my die rentekoers van meneer Mkhize se spaarrekening is 10% per jaar compounded monthly. His first payment is only within a month, so it's not a +1. Bereken die maandelikse bedrag wat meneer Mkhize in sy spaarrekening moet inbetaal om oor 10 jaar die bedrag te hê. Okay, so we know the future value. Future value will be that 388,000. Nee. Equal to x is what we actually want to calculate. Okay, and syne is 10% compounded monthly. So it will be 1 plus 0,10 over 12. And then 12 mal 10 because it's for 10 years. Okay, and that means that he's going to say or pay it 1,897 and 8 cents. Does that make sense, people? Okay, then last one, 4.3. 4.3 sê hulle vir my, bereken hoeveel geld meneer Mkhize na 5 jaar in sy rekening sal hê. Okay, so I want the future value, nee, of 5. Okay, so I'm going to say f is equal to x, die maandelikse installment is still the same. Waarom is julle klompie besig daar agter? Okay, but now over here it's going to be 12 times 5, nee, want hulle wil net weet vir die eerste 5 of hoeveel gaan daar wees na 5 jaar. So ek gaan dit double check. Is dit reg? Nee, daai is reg. Hold on.
Before these races, he makes fun of me when I put it in hands. And he probably said,
Ja, is fout. 146 90, ag, my komma is op die verkeerde plek. 904,32. Okay, sorry. Right. Did everyone get that? Who got all of these right? Number 1, 3, and 4. Oh, come on. Oh, you got that very last one wrong. Huh? Okay. Right. So we it seems like you guys are okay with it, né? Right. Nou wil ek gou praat oor huidige waarde anniteite, né? Present value annuities. Now, if you quickly have a look back at this page, the formula was given on there. The one formula that was given was f is equal to something. That f was for the future value. Nee. Dan die tweede formule wat hier bo, waar is hy nou? Daar bo vir jou gegee is, nee, was p is equal to something. Nee. Yes. Now the P is for present value. Op julle papier staan daar current value of loan. Nee. Maar dis net makliker om te onthou die P is for present. Nee. Okay, Afrikaans, die huidige present. Huidige waarde van die lening. Okay. Right. Now, I am going to work through that one example, nee? Maar ek wil net gou vinnig vir jou weer herinner. Remember, the loan, whenever we take the loan plus interest, that will be equal to the repayments plus interest. Nee? So onthou, loan plus interest gives me the total amount I must pay back. That's the same as when I go calculate every month's payment plus its interest that it would have gained. Nee, dit maak vir julle sin. Goed. Want baie keer voel dit vir jou daar's 'n gap, hulle gee vir jou nie genoeg inligting nie. And then you've got to go and make these two things equal to each other. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Shh, 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 shh. Right at the top of page 67, I'm just going to quickly touch on three things again. Daar sê hulle vir jou, die formule vir die huidige waarde anniteite is gebaseer on those same three things as we looked at for the future annuities. No, for the future value of those annuities. Have a look at those three bullets again. Ek het dit nou gevra en ouma het nog ons dag gevra. Die eerste betaling word na een tydperk gedoen, nee? We spoke about that. The second thing was die eindbetaling word by TN gemaak. Die gereeldheid waarmee die rente saamgestel is, that must be the same as the payments being made. Nee, so if it's compounded quarterly, you must make only quarterly payments. Or if it's compounded monthly, you must be making monthly payments. Nee. Right, maar ek weet, ek wil nie 10 keer dieselfde ding vir julle sê nie. You guys get irritated with that. Done. They just show you again. Remember I showed you that example with like sequence and series? Nee? Hulle wys vir jou hoe hulle by daai formule uitkom van P, maar al wat jy vir my moet onthou, huidige waarde or present value we use P is equal to X, and that X, people, everything is the same, nee? Daai X is nog steeds net my installments that I make. But now I'm going to have 1 minus the 1 plus I, en nou kyk gou hier, to the power of minus N. Okay, over I. So they look very similar. Nee, maar kyk net, by die vorige enetjie het ons gehad die hakkie tot die mag N en dan minus 1. But now this time it's switched around. Now it's 1 minus the bracket and the exponent of that bracket must be a negative. Okay. Ja. Ja, want onthou, dis so goed soos 1 hele minus die hakkie. Nee? Okay, so I'm going to get a positive answer there. As jy nou net gou probeer min of meer logies sien, andersins het ek 'n getal en dan minus 1. So I could get a negative. Nee? Ja. Right. Kom ons kyk gou na so P is still die totale huidige waarde beskikbaar in 'n anniteit. X is the amount of the payments being made. I is the interest rate. N is the amount of payments made. Okay, kom ons kyk gou na daai voorbeeld. Voorbeeld 1 op bladsy 68. Okay, hulle sê daar vir my. Siswe gaan 'n lening aan to buy a car. And she wants to pay back this loan over 3 years. Of nie, she nie, he. Hy beplan om R2000 per maand te betaal, so that's our X value, beginnende oor 1 maand. So it's only at the end of the first month, nee? Nee, bereken hoeveel Siswe moet leen as die rentekoers 14% is, maandeliks saamgestel. Right, so P would then be X. Kan ek maar sommer direk instel. The equation is right above it, so I'm not going to rewrite the whole thing. So the X, our monthly payment is 2,000. Nee. Per maand. Okay. 1 minus 14% is 0,14 compounded monthly, so over 12 to the power of negative. En oor hoeveel jaar wil hy dit terugbetaal? 3. So in other words, 12 times 3. So I'm going to skip directly to minus 36. Okay. And then I just stay 0,14 over 12. Met ander woorde. There we go. Same thing. Nee? So die huidige waarde, meaning what he's borrowing now, is at 58,570 and 81 cents. Right. Goed. The only, do you guys want me to do number 2 and 3 as well? Okay. At number 2, you will see what they do is they give you the present value and you've got to work out the X. Selfs soos wat ons nou gehad het, né? Okay, and then at number 3, you will see that they say, okay, what was the interest? En daar moet jy net weer onthou dat ek vat mos nou my lening met sy interest, in other words, this 58,000 what? And that will be equal to my payments plus the interest. Nee, so jy kan net jou betalings gaan aftrek. Like we had now at exercise 2. Oh nee, dis my fout. Sorry, ek sien dit. Dankie, Robin. How's that? Thanks. Okay, right, so any questions? Goed. Gaan nou weer terugskiep as daar dalk nog iemand is wat daar skryf. So what we're going to do now is exercise 3. Ja. Ja. Ek dink tweede laaste sien ek julle weer. Is it last? I thought it was second last. Yeah, it is last, sorry. Page 70, you guys are going to do number 1, 3, 4, 7. En dit is nie noodwendig al nie. Okay? Then, kyk gou hier. Okay, right, you guys can get started on